Here we go. Wake up. Come on, let's go ahead and get started. About to check out Whitest Baby Shower Will Scar You for Life by the homie Casual Geographic. Look, as far as birds goes, I don't think it's gonna get any worse than what he showed us from the freaking hyena, dude. Like the hyena birth was just beyond. Like it was to the point where it's like, honestly, I wouldn't even like reproduce at that point. But who knows though? It's hood classics. He might hood classics. I've been listening to that old Gucci. It's hood nature. So who knows? Let's go. Forget it.
This video was sponsored by Omaze. Hyenas are one of the dominant predators in all of Africa. They also have a childhood that makes me think someone upstairs had some very real beef with the doormat of Lion King. And it's one of those things where the more you look at it, the worse it gets. So, let's talk about it. Let's talk about why if you start the game of life as a hyena, you might be better off uninstalling. Now, hyenas are special in that they're one of the few carnivores that are born with their eyes open. In comparison, lion cubs are born Stevie wondering about the world around them. And wolf pups can't see or hear for the first 2 weeks of their existence. And unlike other carnivores, hyena cubs' muscles are ready to go as soon as they come out.
Dang.
The problem is hyena cubs are also born with a full set of sharp teeth and the full intent to use them. Because the moment hyena cubs are born, they'll immediately start running phase with their siblings. And this isn't that cute Discovery Channel play fighting kind of thing. Nah, they're actively trying to become an only
he
child
legit
in the
biting,
worst
bro.
way possible. It's so bad that 1 in every 4 hyena cubs born get Mufasa before they ever leave the den. 1 in 4. I want you to remember that number. It's going to be important later. And it's the female cubs that are the most homicidal, because female cubs are flushed with higher levels of testosterone than the males. And since hyena society is feminism on steroids, a female cub that flatlines her own sister has one less rival to worry about down the road. Which is why when hyenas start life, it is literally, and I know this word gets abused, but it is literally on sight. In some occasions, older cubs will gang up on the weaker sibling and then turn them into past tense while the mother's not paying attention. And to somehow make it worse, because it always does, the mother hyena's milk is actually really high in nutrients. Now, why would that be a problem? Unlike lions and wild dogs, mother hyenas can actually afford to leave their cubs alone for several days, even up to a week to go hunt, since the cubs can live off the milk. Leaving these murder mongooses unsupervised means a tired mother can come back from a long hunt only to find out one of her cubs got turned into a hashtag by one of its siblings. And that's why for every 3 cute hyena pictures you find on Google, there's a cub that didn't live long enough to get its picture taken because it got put in a pack by its own sister. And that's assuming it survived the jihad of being born. You knew this was coming. Because female hyenas have a... I'ma call it a Richard. You know, because Richard's short for... Yeah, you get it. They have a pseudo-Richard that is...
Because Richard nickname, I'm gonna call it a Richard. The nickname for Richard is Dick. I'm saying the name, YouTube. Stop playing with me, dog. So, damn, all up on my Richard, man. Let me go back. Where we get?
By its own
Stop
sister.
playing.
And that's assuming it survived the jihad of being born. You knew this was coming. Because female hyenas have a... I'ma call it a Richard. You know, because Richard's short for... Yeah, you get it. They have a pseudo-Richard that is really just an oversized, it's obliterous. Do you see what guidelines makes me do? The only problem is the obliterous gets obliterated since the hyena birthing process involves splitting the Richard in half. Not only is it a living hell for the mother, something like 60% of firstborn hyena cubs suffocate inside the mother's giant blit. And the fact that that right there was a completely factual sentence tells me that nature has a very personal prejudice towards them. But at least with Squid Game, there's a cash prize at the end. With them, the only thing they win is the right to keep living. Actually, now that I think about it, that's kind of the whole point of Squid Game. What would you even do with all that money? Like if someone hands you $100,000, no strings attached, what would be your first move? Well, you could invest.
I mean, $100,000 ain't a lot. I'm gonna buy it. I ain't gonna... Forget it. I know I wasn't about to say nothing illegal. Calm down. Get up off my damn Richard, dog, for real. I wasn't even about to say that.
An index fund, open up a retirement savings.
Did y'all ever see this meme? Last out. I don't remember exactly, but they were like on the news or something. I don't think. Oh my gosh, I don't remember. But Pete, so the man hit the lottery, and I think the woman asked him. I think she asked him what would he do if he won it or what he's gonna do. What he's gonna. I don't remember exactly, but basically he said something like buy a bunch of cocaine and hookers. It was something like that. But she tried to hurt and cut him. Dog, you gotta look it up. It was funny when I first saw it.
Strings attached, what would be your first move? Well, you could invest in an index fund, open up a retirement savings account, do the whole 401k thing. Well, if you were responsible, you probably would. I would just dip out to Tanzania and go on a month-long safari to watch Animal Planet in real life, but that's just me as a person. Anyway, you do have the opportunity to win $100,000 and use it any way you want. Any way you want that's legal. Omaze gives one-of-a-kind prizes and experiences while also donating money to chosen charities all across the world. Which means the nonprofits they support can spend less time, effort, and hair follicles stressing about how to raise money.
I hope they pay him a lot for his sponsors, because the way bro slides you into his sponsors.
Donating $10 enters you for a chance to make your wallet $100,000 heavier. And all those donations go to Journey House. Journey House supports former foster children and probation youth, basically the kinds of kids society often lets fall through the cracks, and helps them live successful and independent lives.
I like that.
It's real talk, there's always going to be a kid like me that didn't get the support I got, didn't have the resources that I had, and, let's be honest, didn't get as lucky as I got. Well, your donation will help the house provide emotional support and guidance, along with financial aid to help get them through school. So, for your chance at 100 big ones and to support Journey House, go to omaze.com/cashgeo and you'll be helping them help at-risk youth.
I'm interested.
At-risk human youth. These guys start life very much at risk, but there's no helping them. Which is why hyena cubs come out the womb ready for war. But hyenas are not the only animals born on malicious timing. But probably no animal takes sibling rivalry worse than sharks. You remember Finding Nemo? Of course you do, because there's no way in hell I'm that old. So you probably remember these three sharks. You got Bruce the Great Caucasian, Anchor the Hammerhead, and Chum is actually a mako shark. But 2 out of 3 of them are probably cannibals. Cause great white and mako sharks first learn how to hunt inside the mother, and they do this by swimming around the uterus and eating their less developed brothers and sisters. So even though they can technically have up to 20 siblings, they do everything in their power to make sure they come out the first and only born. And of course they're not the only ones that spawn camp their own kind. Sand tiger sharks actually have 2 uteri, and both will produce a whole mess of eggs. But in the end, only 2 pups are born, 1 from each uterus. That's cause the first Bundy fetus to develop will eat all the embryos in his mother's womb while taking out any unfertilized eggs as a twisted dessert. By the time the sand shark is officially a part of the census, it's already 3 feet long thanks to a diet of his brothers and sisters. There's even a name for this friendly fire, and it's adelphophagy, which literally translates to eating one's brother. And you wanna know how we even found this out? A veteran shark researcher was examining a very much pregnant sand tiger when he reached his hand inside her, as one does, only to be bitten by the unborn baby shark inside. I don't even...
The pussy baby. I'm sorry, dog. My bad, dog. My bad, dog. I just kind of jumped out, dog. Have y'all seen this movie called Teeth? Hey, it actually was low-key kind of fire. I think it was like a tale or something. It's like... Basically, I think they used to correct everything because I'm about to be hella wrong, but correct me. But basically, it was a story that I guess people used to tell to their daughters or sons to basically make sure they don't have like early sex or something like that. So they'll like tell them like, yeah, it was teeth inside, but it kind of made it into like a movie. It was actually pretty good. Basically, about the girl has teeth inside her, BJJ, and when it go down. It sounds, you probably like, boy, that sounds stupid. No, it's actually a good movie, though. At least the one I watched. I thought it was, though. A lot of people don't like a lot of stuff I like that joke at the beginning. I don't even know why I talk to y'all. I really don't.
I know how you recover from something like that. After he likely questioned every life decision that brought him there, with cameras he took a look inside where he found a shark pup turning his entire bloodline into a buffet. But just like hyenas, there's a reason for this. And the answer is female sharks are typically more run through than a yellow light. Which is why just one shark litter can have multiple fathers. Which basically means one batch of baby sharks can have up to 5 other sharks that help contribute. And since the goal is to make sure no one else's genes succeed except yours, the strongest shark will erase all his step siblings from the census before they're even old enough to have a name to put on it. Which is why most sharks are born with a body count. And also why this guy never met his father. But out of all animals, it's usually the birds that are the ones that are the ones.
He kind of threw a little, one of those little backstory like type of situations in there to like movies and crap. I can't English right now. Basically, like one of those dark, did you know type secrets about XYZ in those scary movies, not scary movies, in those movies, whatever. Because yo, it'd be some dope ones like Rugrats. Like theirs is so freaking creepy. I don't know if you know like their like scary backstory. I'm not saying it's real, but yo, it's entertaining. It's crazy.
Which is why most sharks are born with a body count. And also why this guy never met his father. But out of all animals, it's usually the birds that are the ones that are the ones. Jesus. 4 years.
So it ain't just me.
I still can't speak English. Birds are the ones that are the ones. Jesus. 4 years in a degree and I still can't speak English. Birds are the ones racking up the most friendly fires right out the gate. And the best example is this Jurassic Park understudy that is definitely gonna harass my dreams tonight. Now, full disclosure, the Shoebill stork isn't dangerous to people. In fact, they tolerate humans more than most birds. They're a fan favorite for bird watchers because they'll allow humans to get close to their nests without throwing a fit. And for a dinosaur whose scientific name is literally B-Rex, are only a threat if you're like a fish or something.
I like their sound.
In fact, the only thing that should really be afraid of a Shoebill is a smaller, younger Shoebill. Cause the stronger, older Shoebill will beat, bully, and bludgeon the weaker little brother into oblivion. And unlike hyenas who will often try to break up the fights, the sadistic Shoebill parents will often watch and even encourage this behavior. The parents will only feed the strongest chick and will often refuse to acknowledge the existence of the other. In fact, the weaker chick's only purpose in life is to be a backup in case something happens to the first. That's all they are in their eyes. A plan B. Plan A stands for abort, because that's basically what they do to the beta chick that they refuse to waste resources on. All while getting actively griefed by its own nest mate. Just look at how they're looking at him. They're done with his shit. So as the older chick gets stronger and hogs all the attention, the Luigi of the two just gets weaker and weaker until eventually dies of a broken heart. And probably brain damage. Not to mention the whole dehydration starvation thing. But getting his skull caved in definitely doesn't help, because Shoebill isn't just a name, they really got it on him.
Hey bro, I'm so used to watching this ball. I'm about to say that's Mr. Dead. They should go to jail, but I freaking they can't go to jail, dog. I was so about to pause in his head, but I couldn't hold my laugh no more.
But getting his skull caved in definitely doesn't help, because Shoebill isn't just a name, they really got it. Also, random fact, Shoebills often decapitate their prey. Yet nothing about it's pretty. Unconditional love might sound cute, but in nature it's very, very much conditional. And if the terms and conditions aren't met, the runt gets terminated. I still can't get over this picture. I don't know if they know English, but they definitely know the word pathetic. Yeah, that unconditional love thing, it's a lie. But what's also a lie is that Shoebill storks aren't even real storks. This animatronic looking paralysis demon is actually a part of the pelicaniform order, which puts this Five Nights at Freddy's looking ass bird in the same family reunion as pelicans. Makes sense, they got a lot in common. I don't trust either based strictly off their appearance. Same soul-sapped eyes, same murder weapon of a beak, whatever fresh hell this is supposed to be.
Oh my
same soul-sapped
gosh!
Eyes, same.
I've never seen a real pelican, dog. That hella don't look like Flintstones, dog. That shit look deadly, dog.
In common. I don't trust either based strictly off their appearance. Same soul-sapped eyes, same murder weapon of a beak, whatever fresh hell this is supposed to be.
I saw that
pure
picture.
Disregard for the well-being of anything related to them. First of all, I already don't trust pelicans off principle. Something about pelican chicks being brought up on the half-digested corpses of recently unalived baby birds makes me seriously question their place in the natural order. Watch this video if you didn't get that. But of course, pelican chicks are on the same timing as a Shoebill. It's the same story where the stronger and meaner of the two testicle swans will beat the gizzards off the weaker sibling. Sometimes while the pelican parents disregard the bullied baby and refuse to give them anything. You remember Everybody Hates Chris, aka my televised autobiography? Then you'll remember Mr. Krabs reincarnated as a black father of 3. There's a scene where the kids are hungry, so Julius says they'll get McDonald's and the youngest can have the fries, the middle child can get the burger, and Chris, of course, gets a drink. With ice. It's pretty much the same thing here, except the pelican chick gets no ice to parental neglect is cold enough. And even though they technically encourage it, at least the pelican parents don't actively get involved in the physical bullying. Some parents cut out the middleman completely and just yeet the weakest chick out the nest completely. This stork chick was evicted from its nest by its own mother for the unforgivable crime of not being good enough.
I told you.
Not big enough, not strong enough, not worth giving a fornication under consent.
You ain't got no hands, boy.
It's survival of the fittest, and there is no award for participating. If a stork sees a chick as not worth the effort, she'll take him out herself, often by breaking his neck. But since the mother doesn't really have the tools to end her child's misery quickly, it's easier and less energy to just send them free falling out the nest altogether. It's cruel, but it means the parents can focus their attention and resources on the children that actually have a chance to succeed at life. Somewhere a middle child just shed a single silent tear.
Hey, I'm the middle child. That's crazy. I mean, one time I took the chicken out. My mama, she
actually have a chance to succeed at life. Somewhere a middle child just shed a single silent tear. It's why this is a way of life for most birds, some sharks, damn near all hyenas, and this thing. This wasp is a murderous psychopath that does what hyenas do but puts it on a perk. Like no exaggeration, this might be the worst of them all. It all starts with Capitosoma floridinum. It's a parasite that injects its eggs into a non-consenting host caterpillar. And there's 2 eggs, one male, one female. But that doesn't just mean one brother and one sister. That would just make too much sense. Instead, the eggs clone themselves through a process called polyembryony, and when it's all said and done, there could be up to 3,000 larvae. And just for the record, the caterpillar is very much alive for all this. Now here's where it gets dark. While still inside the caterpillar, the brothers will actually fertilize the sisters. The problem is there's hundreds if not thousands of them, and you only really need one or two to fertilize them all. The rest are basically competition for the same resource, which is why some of the sisters are much bigger, much meaner, and equipped with a pair of jaws. These super soldiers go around murking and eating as many of the brothers as possible. As in, they instinctively seek them out and slaughter them, with very little if any discrimination. And these sister soldiers have no reproductive organs at all, meaning their only purpose in life, as in the only reason they exist, is to make sure most of the brothers don't. And the reason is because this mass male genocide means less competition in the future. There's only so much caterpillar to go around. Speaking of which, the caterpillar still has a pulse during all this, so he's the real victim here. And once again, since you only need a few males to keep the population numbers up, the cannibal sister soldiers just murder anything male on sight. Yeah, all of a sudden hyenas don't have it that bad. Imagine having a big sister whose primary purpose in life is making sure you don't have one. And once these sibling assassins finally end their kill streak, their life contract does not get renewed, they die as well. Because at the end of the day, if men ate was an animal, it would be this hell hornet. Yeah, that seems like a good note to end on. Thanks again to Omaze for sponsoring this video. Make sure to like and subscribe and all the little things I'm supposed to remind you to do at the end of literally every single video, even though you're well aware of it being an option.
I'd be liking, bro.
I have never subscribed to a channel just because someone told me to do it. In fact, I'm pretty sure that telling you to do it almost guarantees that you don't subscribe. It's like dishes. If I walk past the sink and see them, I usually have no problem washing them. But tell me to do them, and guess what I'm suddenly not.
Nah, I ain't do that shit, nigga. You doing?
But yeah. Don't subscribe.
You didn't want to give me no talk last night anyway.
But tell me to do them, and guess what I'm suddenly not going to be in the mood to do.
Sorry.
So yeah, don't subscribe. If you wanted to, you would have done it already. Don't bother now. Anyway, I'll see you on the next one.
This one was good. I ain't gonna cap. No, I can't cap. This one was hella freaking good. Oh my god, the shark dude, that one really got me. Because it's like legit, the whole time while they're inside, they're still trying to off their freaking siblings. The hornets, dog, that one was just crazy. Even though you're not gonna make it, like your purpose here is to legit just make sure you just off the man. Like that's crazy to me, man. Oh, and before we wrap it up real quick, the freaking pelican. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't saying like I pictured it to look exactly like how Flintstones look, where it's like all white, nice, with a little beak, everything. Of course, I know no animal looked that freaking perfect, but it was just, that was the only image I've ever had of one. So it's like, I don't really know what a pelican look like. I saw the picture with the whole mouth open type situation, that stuff coming out, but that's your whole focus. Actually seeing them like legit from their eyes and the actual beak, dog, that legit looked scary as hell. But hey, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. I'm about to eat some craziness because I was about to wrap up the video. But I'm out. Enjoy your day, night, evening, whatever. I'm out.